All right, so we're going to be reacting to How is AI Affecting VTubers by ChaCha, Your V-Mom. I'm going to be honest, I have initial misgivings about this, not in the sense that I dislike ChaCha, but in the sense that like I don't think this is going to be very well thought out, to be perfectly honest. I don't imagine ChaCha actually keeps up with the VTubing sphere, so this is probably going to be a bit of an issue. Keanu says, I watched ChaCha talk about AI this morning. Yeah, this vid. Not safe for work? Wait, this is not safe for work? What do you mean this is not safe? Well, I mean, yeah, this is not safe for work. That's fair, but it's not safe for work in the way that, like, Twitch is comfortable with. Are you at work, Philip? Are you at work? Hopefully not. Last I remember, you're in Canada, so you should have more or less a similar time zone as us. I
wanted to talk to you guys about insider ball knowledge and
the insider what knowledge?
Algorithms. I think it's really important to talk about.
Oh yeah, no, she always does this shit. Yeah. Did you see her collab with fucking Kirsha? And she came in with a fucking bunny costume, and I was like, damn, that's bound. You know what? Speaking of that, I might as well find the video with Sarue and the cake thing, right? I might as well make a reaction to that too, because damn. Well, it's not really a reaction, but like a commentary on that. But yeah, the outfit is definitely risque. You got the fucking medial boob, but yeah.
At least for me.
I personally don't understand how the fuck this outfit is supposed to work, to be perfectly honest.
This is, yeah, guys, it's tea time. It's tea time. I was debating about whether or not I should talk about this at all. It might be a little bit controversial, but I don't care. I think I'm gonna say something about it.
I mean, it's literally half her feed is her, like, poking the fire. It's like her stoking the flames, right? Like, let's be fair. She is a little bit of a hellraiser, right? She does like to stoke, like, she does like to stoke retards into, like, you know, giving her content, which is fair. It is an absolute business practice, and I absolutely intend to. Oh, I forgot, I have a retard to monetize. But yeah. Oh, I forgot. I gotta retard. I gotta monetize that idiot. But yeah, I forgot what I was going on.
Back in the day, about a year ago, I was doing a lot of multi-streaming on TikTok, okay? It was really easy for me to go into just chatting segments where I'd hold up a popsicle and look like I'm like swimming in the water, and I'd do my just chatting segments and I'd get 1,000 people, 1,200 people, 1,400 people, 1,600 people. And I'd be just doing just chatting segments, talking to people. Several other VTubers, you know, also utilize TikTok and you know, they'll do just chatting segments and stuff like that. But I noticed that when we were doing our Assassin's Creed Black Flag stream, that I was getting pinged for being unoriginal content.
Which, by the way, is almost certainly just TikTok's version of the inauthentic stuff. Is the YouTube inauthentic tag, right? That's almost certainly all that is. But hold on. Philip says, I watch side scrollers on locals at work. Chat posts real NSFW art and chat. God damn it. Okay, fair enough. Kionala, I want to rant about how clothes work, but I'll refrain. I mean, that's entirely fair. But yeah, it's like, I get it. I get the idea behind it, but I'm like, this is... it's just throwing me off, to be perfectly honest, right? Her model is nice. I'm not ragging on the model. It's just like it's just, again, throwing me off, to be perfectly honest.
It didn't make sense to me. I tried doing a just chatting stream, no game. I changed my model. I thought, is it my model? Like, is it too sexual? Like, what is it? So I changed my model. Again, every 5 minutes, the TikTok algorithm would come over and say, this is unoriginal content. We are suppressing your stream. Okay,
I'm gonna pause this for a moment and son of a bitch, okay. Okay, we're at 1 minute, 31 seconds. I want to read what the actual thing says. I can actually find it. Oh, come the fuck on. Okay, yeah, I guess we're just gonna start here again.
Like, what is it? So I changed my model. Again, every 5 minutes.
There we go. Okay, so account disqualified. About your account, violation reasons. Account disqualified. I fucking hate this repetitiveness. I already got enough repetition in the fucking hadith sections and in my Islamic studies. I don't need them in my fucking tech reading. Let's see. Account with unoriginal content. Your account contains content that is copied entirely or reproduces ideas from another source and is ineligible for the Creator Rewards program for violating the creator monetization account policy. You are encouraged to express yourself authentically in your posts and can refer to the originality policy. Oh, wait a minute. So they're saying she's violating copyright law. So they're saying that she's effectively violating someone's copyright. That's entirely fucking different. Okay, well, I mean, what you can do is, like, again, join the program again and...
Every 5 minutes, the TikTok algorithm would come over and...
If I ever do go live, it would be to rant about design and what I disagree with pros about what's in vogue. That's fair. I mean, again, it's like we all have our opinions about this stuff, and as long as we can articulate our opinions in a way that actually makes sense, like... let's see. I have the tism when it comes to anything to do with design, either clothes or in the home. That's fair. Oh my god. Speaking of clothing design and people not being able to fucking explain anything, I one time gave a character like outfit design to a group of people who are experienced in Lolita fashion, and then I got much ridicule without any fucking, until finally someone, I'm like, I have no idea what y'all are like complaining about for me. Because, like, I'm trying to figure out what it is that I need to fix about the design to make it an actual Lolita design, right? You know, I'm trying to shoot for, like, a gothic Lolita with Kuro, you know, of the Kuro variety, right? And I could not get anyone to fucking really, like, outside of the shoes and the hat. It's like, okay, you're complaining about the dress, but what's wrong with the dress? And then it took way too long for someone to be like, it's the profile. There's a specific profile that the body shape is supposed to take in Lolita fashion, right? It's like, oh, okay, so I have to, okay, so that makes sense. So I need to have some give in the waist area instead of conforming to the waist, right? And effectively, that was exactly it. And I'm like, why the fuck couldn't anyone tell me this earlier, right? They're all dogging on me, and I'm like, look, man, I only know about Lolita from, like, the fact that it's pretty dresses, right? Like, yeah, sure, I know what a bunch of the styles are. I know about Wild Lolita, I know about She Lolita, I know about Military Lolita, I know about Sailor Lolita, Classic Lolita, I know about Country Lolita. I know about a lot of these things, right? I even know about the fucking Muslim LARP Lolita thing. But it's like... And ain't nobody wanted to tell me that it's the fucking, like, profile, like the silhouette itself, that is the actual essential core. This could have been something that was described in, like, the beginning of the conversation. Oh my god, fucking hell, mate. Sorry, minor crash out about that.
Say, this is unoriginal content, we are suppressing your stream. And so I played around with it, I experimented, and we turned off the stream, turned it back on, turned the stream off, turned it back on. And every 5 minutes, their algorithm would basically come in to moderate the stream to see whether or not they should push it to more viewership.
Oh yeah, Country Lolita is kind of nice too, to be perfectly honest.
Because I would be hitting 100 viewers, and then the TikTok system would be like, stop right there, we're not feeding you anybody else, because this is unoriginal content. And I was like, why? That doesn't make any sense. I think it thinks that I'm AI. Why do I think that? Why would that be a factor? Recently, for a lot of reactive VTubers, all of our algorithms have been crap lately. But it's like, why? Why is it that TikTok believes that we are AI? It didn't make a lot of sense to me. And
okay, you're assuming that it believes you're AI. Like, is there what was your reasoning to think that what's your reasoning to think that TikTok thinks you're AI? Instead of TikTok just, again, limiting your account so it doesn't have to pay you, which is a thing that I could definitely see TikTok trying to do.
I was scrolling. Sens is another VTuber, and he's been on TikTok forever, and he got nerfed. But I noticed that recently he tried a flesh tubing just chatting stream, and then bam, he was able to get 200, 300 CCV on TikTok. CCV being like the people that were coming to stream to see his stream. And And it's like, oh my gosh, TikTok really is suppressing VTubing specifically. Again, why? I wanted to talk about what is happening in the VTuber space.
Oh God.
I'm not trying to gatekeep when I say this.
The reason VTubers are being throttled is because of flesh tubers. I could see that. I could see that. Flesh tubers bitch and moan about it, because flesh tubers have bitched and moaned about VTubers for quite a while, right? So I could see that possibly one of these platforms is like, you know what, fuck it, we want to be a platform specifically for flesh tubers, and they use this mechanism as a way to do it. But I can't prove it, it's just I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case.
But let's stop and watch the video for a little bit. So this is Leaflet. She's another VTuber. And she is working on a AI-made VTuber model. And she's also working on an RPG game using an AI system. Hey.
I'm pretty sure I've reacted to this exact video, by the way.
Guys, Leaf here. I have an update.
I have, yeah.
The project for a little bit today. The big things are, there are a couple new features I added. One of them was a little bit of smoothing, animation smoothing, so it pops a little bit now. It has a little intentional like jump that makes the animation switches feel a little bit more intentional. And I think it helps a little bit. And I also added a little bit of voice detection. I changed like how it detects so that it doesn't just cut out right away like when you're speaking, because when people speak, they usually talk in bursts, at least I do. Some people also do that. It doesn't just automatically cut off if you wait like a couple like milliseconds between your next word. And then
hold on. Philip says Lolita fashion to my eye looks like 18th century French fashion combined with more girlish look. Okay, so it's based off of Victorian era fashion, yes. But there's a lot more to it than that. If you would want, there is a book, and yes, the person who wrote it is a communist, so, you know, take the Marxist materialist cultural analysis, you know, with a grain of salt. But if you want a brief introduction into Lolita fashion, it won't tell you the silhouette thing, apparently. I would suggest the essay, So Pretty, Very, what is it? So Pretty, Very Rotten. You'll be able to tell which one it is as soon as it is. It's got the little, like a doll-like, you know, dress and outfit and drawing on the front. It was actually quite useful to catch me up to speed on Lolita fashion as much as I was able to. But, you know, actually talking to people in the community as well told me, like, oh, okay, I didn't know that this was a part of this and this and this. It doesn't really talk about the subcultures. It just talks about the underlying general idea. And I learned a lot about it from, like, a secular perspective. I'm like, yeah, nah, the Freudian stuff and the communist stuff, now I know how they see that. But at the same time, it's like, huh. There's actually a decent amount about just the material culture of Lolita fashion in general, which is actually useful if you're not a communist as well, right? Because then you can form your own opinion about it.
Some of the things I did was a little bit of smoothing for the emotions, so there's a little bit of changes there when going between emotions and stuff like that. Another thing I added was I added randomization, so now you can have multiple lead-in emotes and multiple outro emotes, so that you can run a random emote system where, say you wanted to, I mean, here in this case, I'll transmute my gun. Switching back to the original state and switching into the gun state can have a random animation. So here's like an outro. She drops the gun. So drops the gun and then transmute another one. And it's random, so it could play the same one multiple times, but here's another one. See, it plays like a completely different one.
No wonder TikTok believes that 3D avatars and 2D avatars used in 2D are AI, because...
You still haven't explained why you think it's the AI thing that you're getting on, that you're getting hit for. Am I actually just losing my mind? Did she actually explain why she thought it was AI, or did she just like say she thought it was AI and then just continued on as if like that didn't merit any kind of explanation as to why? Because I don't remember her explaining the why. I just remember her explaining, I think it thinks it's AI, that I'm AI, and I never got an answer as to why. Leaf has bad RNG on summoning the gun. Oh, she really? Yeah, she does. Right? Let me prove this. Let me summon another gun and summon the same gun. Fuck!
This is becoming more and more common. The ability that AI has to do this is incredible. And I don't say that to support AI, but it is incredible the ability it has to transform these 2D characters into something more animated and moving. But
She won't support it, but I will. God bless the AI man, right?
this is why TikTok is saying, oh, 2D VTubers are AI, because this is more and more accessible. This is not a bash on anyone, okay? This is not what I'm trying to say. I am not trying to bash AI. I'm not trying to bash Leaflet. I'm not trying to say any of that. I like supporting people. But I wanted to explain what's going on in the space for people that I suppose would be like wondering, why am I not taking off? Why is it that I am live streaming on TikTok or YouTube Shorts and I am not getting audience? Is it because I suck? Or like, why am I not growing? It's because TikTok and
I can tell you why I'm not growing. Oh my god. I mean, I did read the entire Rape Gang Inquiry report on stream, so like, I can tell you exactly why I'm not growing, right? I did read off the name of every single person in the Republican Party who voted for the Kids Act, right? Like, hey, contact your fucking senator now, right? I can tell you exactly why I'm not growing. But yeah, right. It's like but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is. I don't know if this actually is the thing.
YouTube at the moment, the current culture is AI bad, because what they want to prevent is slop content becoming super regular. But like, even then on TikTok, slop content is becoming more and more regular for AI.
Because slop content is easier to produce for TikTok, right? Like, it's easier to produce a short video that is sloppa than a short video that is, you know, Kino. Just objectively speaking, there's more ways to do that. Yeah, some topics end at growth, though shadow bans. Oh yeah, fair enough. I don't think I'm large enough to be shadow banned, to have been shadow banned yet. But I did get a video nuked off of YouTube already. In fact, I got 2 videos nuked simultaneously off of YouTube because, again, I had someone read a fucking segment from On the Means of Salvation from Ayatollah Khomeini, and it was specifically about the portion about prostituting Fatim. And if you know what that means in Arabic, then it should horrify you. But, you know, I don't want to get banned on you. I don't want to get this video banned on YouTube either. So, yeah, horrors beyond most people's comprehension, right? But yeah, so it's like, it's not like I am the safest person, right? I have absolutely talked about some pretty fucking horrendous topics on this channel. Let's see. Kianal says growing isn't hard if you're not controversial or not safe for work as a 2D character. That is entirely fair, right? I try to keep things as safe as possible, but so there's certain occasions where it's just like, now you can't really talk about this topic and like drive the point home unless you directly quote the thing, right? And I don't even understand where the fuck they got my channel hit with that anyway, right? Inspiring Philosophy literally has a video where he directly quotes people like from the ancient world, right? Talking about pederastic practices, right? Like people who actually were like talking about them like committing pederastic practices, and then like it says up. Mine wasn't any different than that. Oh my god. Your content is niche, so not mainstream popular. I mean, I gathered that, right? I am long form, as I've been called, right?
AI content just
I still don't know why she thinks that this is about AI, though.
reborn, and now I have a second chance at life. AI does make content creation more accessible, especially if you can't afford it. However, the current meta, not
Well, to be fair, Leaflet's model is free. So you can afford it, it's just do you have a computer that can run it, right? Let's see. The new CEO of YouTube is Islamic, if I remember, right? I probably don't with my fluff brain. I know I think he's an Indian, right? So there's probably some Izat bullshit going on, to be perfectly honest.
only suppresses AI, but it's also suppressing VTubers in general. It's lumped.
I know Izat is Bengali, but Izat is a practice that has like in a lot more of the world than people think. It turns out that a large portion of the world actually does still value the trickster archetype, the archetype that wins through deception instead of through honest and work and integrity. The Anasazi, the coyote types, right? Hell, even in most of European mythology before Christianization, some of the most beloved characters were trickster archetypes. Think about Hercules, right? Uses great strength, but oftentimes he also uses wit to outwit his opponents, in particular to deceive them, right? Let's see. Streaming is as accessible, but not everyone grows because they don't have a personality for it. I mean, that's fair. So you love the trickster. Again, there's nothing wrong with the trickster as a character in a story, right? But it's not something you want to base your society on.
2D VTubers into the AI slop category. And that's why this is so topical right now. Because there are so many people who are trying to grow, and basically by having this content more available, having it so much more easily accessible basically takes everyone and throws them into a sinking ship unless you have a pre-existing platform. Unless you've already built and cultivated your audience where you're more recognizable. It's like the rich stay rich. Does that make sense? I think this is really cool.
Look, man, all I gotta say about that line is, look, man, it's easy to hate the rich, but are you brave enough to hate the poor? Because the poor conspire with the rich to attack the actual productive class. Oh my god. I gotta go off on that in a video one day. I have like entire like suns to glow on that particular issue. Oh my god. Turns out the poor are poor for a reason oftentimes. Philip says North American native are all about trickster mythos. I mean, they're usually pretty fun too. ChaCha is basing this on all on speculation. Yeah, I mean, again, she didn't explain why she thinks this is the case. Like, this is an idea she has, and it's fine for her to speculate. But I don't understand the logic of how she went from point A to point B, right? Like, oh yeah, I have been like deboosted, so there's a cause. This person has gone from, again, VTubing to flesh tubing, and he's been boosted. So there's something about the VTubing. It has to be something new, where it's like, it could also just be that VTubers got deboosted from the platform, right? It could be that someone in management, where that there was a programming error, right, that just deboosted VTubers. That's all. That also could just be it. It's not like we haven't had like borked code before on all these other platforms. Jax is a biblical figure. What? She's not really arguing though. I mean, yeah, I'm treating this more as like possibly just like thinking out loud kind of deal, right? Which you can do. You can have a vlog where you just think out loud. That's fair. I'm not trying to hold her as like she's doing anything wrong here. I'm just pointing out, like, I do not understand how she moved from point A to point B. Maybe there is a reasonable reason for her to make this move, but I am struggling to reconstruct this particular thought pattern in her head, right? I don't think she was around or paying attention to the anti-digital art era. I mean, no, let's be fair. No one who was around during that time remembers the whole fiasco of that, right? Except for people in the art community or people who, like, well, we're doing digital art, right? So it's like even then, only selecting artists oftentimes have selective memory. So I remember that because I grew up in a family, which included digital artists. So I was aware of this. A lot of these people selectively don't choose, not ChaCha, but a lot of the artist community selectively choose to not remember that because it's detrimental to their current social issue, right? I don't think she was. I already read that part. Okay.
Like, I won't lie. This is really cool. However,
at least we can get that. At least we can get that concession. This is really cool. And yes, it is really cool. I can't wait to start playing around with this tool, to be perfectly honest. And I want to see if I can get because there were two of these tools, right? Leaflet's tool and a secondary tool that actually beat her tool out to the release. I would like to try both of them to see what they can do. But that's just a me thing. I like playing with all these new tech toys.
I still do believe that if you choose to go the AI route, artists who make a living doing art suffer because AI is so much more easily accessible. So for a lot of artists, because, you know, VTubing was started with the foundation of artists,
Mama will always love you.
will not work with people who support AI. So,
I mean, yeah, that's fair, but also at the same time, I don't think they were going to work with them anyway. Like, I genuinely don't think a lot of these people would have worked with the people who would have used AI anyway, to be perfectly honest, right? Kianella says, right, I was in the art community since the beginning of, hold on. Since the beginning of the net. Kianella says, at least when DeviantArt was first made. Play Astronomical says, so because people use AI, VTubing will die. Is this the end point she's trying to point out? The whole rich stay rich thing doesn't fly for her. She lost viewers. She is one of the rich. I mean, yeah, especially view count wise. Yeah, you're entirely right, Play. But I think she's more, I don't know where she's driving at with this per se. Because obviously, I'm pretty sure she's of the opinion that, like, some people will refuse to use AI, and those are the people who are going to use the artists, right? But the artists are going to lose out because their customer base is going to shrink because just the intrinsic benefit, right? The self-interest of using a program that is free and can get you, consistent results in your own time, right? Is going to outcompete what most of these overpriced artists can do. Now, I've also seen, like, immediately how artists, a lot of them, like, adjusted their prices to, like, be more competitive. I'm like, oh, it's almost as if everything I said about artists gouging their customers is completely fucking correct. And here's the thing. They wouldn't necessarily need to worry about the drop in the price if they knew how to manage their fucking time. A lot of these people who charge absurd amounts of money for their, like, because you're paying for their time. No, I'm not. I'm paid for your fucking productivity. It's a commission, not an hourly job. But anyway, as you can tell, I can't stand that, like, artists don't know how money works either. But it's sorry, but yeah, I think she's talking about more along the lines of how it's gonna hurt the art community that helps the VTubers who don't want to use AI, right? And to that point, my answer would be supply and demand and, competition. If you want to compete with AI, lower your prices to a reasonable rate. And then, since you can't make your living off of that on its own, well, you actually can. How do you do that? You actually complete your commissions in a timely manner, right? That's not that fucking hard. There's no reason Kirsha should have to wait 6 fucking years to get a VTubing rig, model rigged. That's absurd. Right? Like, people want to treat it like it's an hourly job, but then they fucking lollygag on it. And it's like, no, it's one or the fucking other, right? Oh my god, I can't stand these people. No, we don't, ChaCha. Fair enough. Given how much of a diva the artists act, can you blame them? It's fine. It is frustrating. It's frustrating for me too, because I grew up in a family of professional artists, right? And I've actually been asked to to take commissions from people after they've seen some of the stuff that I've actually drawn, and I've told them flat out no, because I can't guarantee that within a reasonable time, because of scheduling issues, I can actually get their commission done, right? What they're asking me. So it's like, I've turned down the option of even doing commission art because it would be an insult to the person, the time, and money of the person requesting the commission in the first place. So, and the ability to turn down, like, a commission is a really good skill that some artists just don't have. They take on way more than they can actually manage, and then they don't manage their time correctly. So then so then they're managing only like less than they should be able to. Boo Huckley says artists can't afford to live in America. Well, they have mostly communists to thank for that, which, by the way, most of these artists vote for communists anyway. Again, it's that whole thing of you don't hate... If you only hate the rich and you don't hate the poor, you don't know what's going on. The poor will actively petition the government to steal from you for their own benefit, and then the rich will advocate policies that steal from you to give to the poor. They will absolutely fucking dog team your ass. And they historically have. Let's see, Keanu says, good artists survive the digital artist era. Good artists will survive, so we adapt. Exactly. Philip says, use AI to structure and add your personal touch by hand, posteriori. That's actually a decent plan, actually. Keanu says, I live just fine at Boo Huckley, but I have an actual job unless you mean full-time artist. That's the thing. No one said that you would be able to do... Oftentimes, when you're trying to start up a business, sometimes you have to actually work another job in order to get that business afloat, right? And it turns out there are times in a person's life where you may have to work 2 jobs, right? And if you're going to start up your own business, even if it's small business like being an artist, maybe you have to work another job on the side as you're doing, to help you sustain the job that's actually your passion, right? There's nothing wrong with that. And it happens more often than people think, and people want to demonize that, but no, that's a reasonable thing to do. Play Astronomical said, I had a slight different experience. I did commission, never missed a deadline, mainly because I never took something I couldn't finish. Makes me roll my eyes when an artist is months behind. See, Play! Oh my god, see, that is how an artist is... That's actual professionalism, though. Right? Most of these professional artists, quote unquote. God, I need to get Leaflet's model, because then I can have the air quotation thing, right? They claim to be professional, but they're not. Oh my god. Let's see. If they were their own boss, most artists know in the back of their mind how long. Yeah, they will take. They're not goofing off. That's the thing. A lot of these people, they want to goof off, right? It's like when it wouldn't be so bad if they would also just communicate that they can't get the project done in the allotted time and explain why. It's the inability for these artists to also just communicate when a problem has happened with the person doing, who gave the commission. That also is just bad customer service. So it's not even just that they can't do their job properly, in the sense of like they can't manage their time, and like they can't predict they can't manage their time properly. They can't predict issues that might arise. It's also they just have no customer service ability. When I got commissions, I focused fully on the commission. That's how you're supposed to do that. Exactly, you're being paid for. Okay, yeah, service, yes, but specifically a commission is being paid for like an output, right? your service is the output. And that's the thing. I've heard artists talk about the way that they charge, like they come up with their prices, and the thing is like the product, even depending on who you ask, right? And the thing is that like I've heard artists, some well-meaning, talk about how they calculate their prices based off an hourly wage. It's like you're taking a commission. You're not doing hourly work. Right? You're not being paid for your time. You're being paid for an output. If you work hourly, you're being paid for your time. If you work commission, you're being paid for your output. If you work salary, you're being paid for your availability. That's why your pay doesn't go up or down depending on whether or not you have more or less time at work, right? And finally, if you have a patronage, you're being paid for your process, right? Depending on what you're being paid for, depending on how you're paid, it tells you what you're being paid for, right? Oh my god. Thank you. I think it would be cool too, Philip. Let's see. Kielnella says, I was self-employed, a contractor for a company, and I had to manage my time and done so until my customers could rely on me to be on time. Like, fair. Before I go on a full hour-long rant about artists, right? Let's get back to the video, because I'm still confused as how ChaCha thinks this is fucking AI, right?
Yeah, it's not a bash on whether you use it or not, but it is an explanation of why artists, abhor AI. And it's one of those things where, you know, a lot of artists.
Here's the thing. I actually used to feel bad for some of these people. I don't feel bad for any of them anymore. Like, unironically. I gave a little bit of sympathy back in the day for, like, something like, I guess, musicians, right? Not anymore. I don't have any kind of sympathy for any of these people anymore, to be perfectly honest. You know, there's just say it's a lack of empathy, but nah, fuck it. I've seen what makes you people cheer. Nah, you get replaced if you can't adapt.
Will probably be out of jobs, and that's just the reality of it. And people.
And again, I'm sure some of these people are sweet and kind, but you need to actually be professional and actually do your fucking job. And I'm pretty sure some of the ones that work with ChaCha do their job, right? But I'm pretty sure those are the people who are going to survive. And just because you have a dream doesn't mean your dream gets to come true if you're not going to take the steps to make your dream come true. It's literally that simple. It is ultimately your responsibility to make sure that what you want in life actually happens. And if you fail to achieve that, it is your responsibility. Anyway, sorry for a bit of a like a bitter pill taste, but you know, let's see. Keanu says, I never felt bad for any whiny artists. Yeah, again, whining does not get you more commissions.
People are going to be bitter because of it. So the world of streaming in general.
I do think this is also more like me being a man and ChaCha being a woman. And I get like you're a woman too, Keanu, but the thing is like, I don't think, wait, ChaCha is an artist though. So I don't fucking know what's going on here. Never mind. Maybe my generalization is wrong. Boo Huckley says, I want to be an artist in a low-cost living space, like a luxury camping shed or whatever it's called, and I want fast access to civilization. I mean, that's fair. The thing is, as I pointed out, it's like there's people who do art outside of a monetary like reason, and those are the people who are going to survive. If you're only in art for the money, then you are going to be in for a bad time because you're going to have to adjust your prices. And to be perfectly honest, you are the exact reason the AI is taking off in the first place, right? But if you're doing it for the love of the game, but you also get money off of it, right? Those people will be doing just fine because there's always going to be a market for genuine human art as well, right? There's going to be a market now, and there's always now going to be a market for AI art, right? That's not that cat's out of the bag, right? But there's also always going to be a market for pure, unadulterated human art as well. And being able to capitalize on that particular market is going to be what you're going to need to do if you want to make, again, non-AI art from now on, and you want to make money off of it, right? So it's not like this is going to obliterate all artists. No, it's just going to create a new market specifically for traditional art, and specifically for AI art, and then possibly for some collaborative versions of, you know, collaborative art. Photography didn't kill painting? Correct. And printing did not, and vectoring did not kill drawing.
Changes immensely because of AI. And I do wonder where that will lead in streaming and VTubing, content creation, etc. long term.
Hold on. Hanzola says you can even pay an artist extra to be exclusive with you by their choice. Then yeah, I mean that used to be the ideal for art. Let's see. Then they will backstab you and claim you held them captive after taking your money for months. Cough Nanolus. Don't even get me started on Nanolus. Oh my fucking god. Oh, I'm gonna have to do a video. I'm gonna have to do a video on Nanolus at some point because I have a video that I can react on the Nanolus situation. Oh, I have one in the chamber. I might have to do a video on it one day as like an example of this is why AI is taking off. Oh my god, you know what? That's a good point. Keanu says, I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but I am raised in the country, so I have more rational thinking. That might have something to do with it. I've had a couple of country folk like try to tell me that I've had a couple country folk. This has happened to me repeatedly, right? Where they hear me talk and then they're like, then they denigrate their own intelligence, right? And I'm like, my brother in Christ, you're probably one of the smarter people I know. Right? You probably actually have decent spatial reasoning. You probably actually understand cause and effect, unlike a lot of the people in the city, right? You're actually probably one of the smarter people that I'm talking to, talking to at the moment, don't denigrate yourself just because you're from the country, right? What did you fucking miss from like city folk learning? Gay studies, right? Have some pride in yourself, god damn it. Ah, Kiana. When are you gonna sleep? Well, I mean, for me right now, it's only 10 o'clock, right? Let's see. I do have opinions, Kianala. The day people wake up about how toxic some of these people are, I will be a little happier. Agreed.
Because right now, the meta is, like I said, AI bad. But in 5-10 years, are people going to be saying the same thing? And why will they be saying differently? Or the same? It's very thought-provoking. And so this is just something that I've been thinking about lately, especially as I, jumped on to do a stream for like the first time in almost like a year on TikTok. I just think it's interesting that like, so far over the past, I don't know how long it's been. I think it's the past couple of months where YouTube and TikTok has cracked down on VTubing. Even if you are modestly dressed, it's been flagging creators that make content as AI, and it suppresses and it prevents VTubing from being more widely.
I mean, with all the vids you gotta do. Well, I'm not doing all the ones on my current tab. Let's be fair. That would be insane, right? Holy shit, right?
Spread. And I think that that's probably one of my frustrations as a VTuber, because I got into content creation hoping to be more anonymous. And it's because I have kiddos and stuff like that. Eventually, I would like to get to the point where I do more IRL content creation.
I don't understand. Maybe it's because I've already taken pot shots at people that, shoot their enemies, on this account. I have no particular interest in doing IRL stuff, only because, again, I actually like my privacy. Actually, even before the whole, taking pot shots at people who shoot their enemies. Again, I actually like my privacy, right? I like the sense of distance that I get, and that I get to, again, do this thing and then do something else, right? And they're totally disconnected. So it's like, I don't understand the idea to want to merge these two spaces together. Like, if you want to do that and you do that, that's fine. That's for you. But it's like, I don't even like letting family members take photos of me, to be perfectly honest, because then they put those photos online, and I'm like, I keep telling you not to do that, right? You know how I feel about this, and you keep fucking doing it. But again, I digress. Let's see. Kianella says ChaCha is an artist. Shouldn't she know about the anti-digital era? Honestly, that is so far removed from the current context. Remember, certain things that happened this year, some people are like, that feels like 10 years ago. It might just not be in their, they may have legitimately forgotten about it. Let's see, Boo Huckley says capitalism versus communism, the battle of the big C words, the invisible hand of the market versus the invisible beast of the tribe, right?
But not everyone has that luxury. I do care enough about my anonymity that, I want to keep my kids safe, and it's a hard balance.
Based.
That's why I appreciate VTubing. I will say that I find it disappointing if VTubing overall was suppressed. AI is gonna be more prevalent and crazier and more impressive than ever. Like I said, this, when she starts transmuting her gun, it is so impressive. Things like this are only going to become more prevalent. It just makes me curious of how this will transform content and how it affects VTubers in the future.
I think this is going to be like most technological advancements in fields, is it's going to cause a short-term shock to the system, and long-term it's probably end up going to be beneficial for cultural production in this particular field. That's my prediction, right? Because I don't think human artists are just going to go extinct. I think what's going to happen is that there's going to be a partitioning of people along the lines of the preference for human and AI, and then most people from both of these camps are still going to use the other, but in a more mediated capacity, to be perfectly honest, as advantageous to to their own self-interest. That's what I suspect is going to become more or less the norm, but only time will tell. And I'm just telling you, people are going to kick and scream the entire way there. Hold on. Kionala says, the only reason I haven't become a PNG tuber is because I'm focused on taking care of my gran. I don't want the net to go after her for being a boomer. That's a legitimate concern, right? My strategy is, if anyone goes after anyone that I care about, I'm just going to double down even harder. That's my strategy, right? If you think I've been based now, wait until someone goes after someone I know, and I'm going to be way fucking more based than they could possibly imagine. Let's see, Play Astronomical says, at least she can see the future. She isn't one of those people who do not see tons of people using this. Yeah, again, I appreciate that ChaCha is, again, not an anti. I still don't really understand how she thinks this is, like, the problem she's having right now is caused by AI. But at least she understands that people will use this because this does give real advantages. And she does understand that these advantages will probably come with some negative externalities. I'm still traditional, and I still get requests for my art. I mean, that's a good sign if you're still getting people requesting art.
And how it affects artists, because I do care about that. I care about VTubing culture, and I care about artists and their livelihoods. That matters to me a lot. Editing. And people editing, that's another thing too. Editors I think are one of those people that are under-respected. I think content creators owe a lot to editors.
Oh yeah.
And even on the editing side, there are
like, first of all, I hate editing. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I don't really edit most of my videos because, again, I just upload them as raw reactions, to be perfectly honest, right? But also, I fucking hate editing. I have Premiere Pro. I've used Premiere Pro. I fucking hate it with passion, to be perfectly honest. Like, if I had the money to actually hire an editor, I would hire an editor on the fucking spot. But at the same time, it's like, I don't really think I need an editor, but it's like, I fucking hate editing, to be perfectly honest. I can't stand it. I can draw, and I can suffer through all the drawing pains. Like, I can, like, again, struggle with vectoring, and I'll still vector. I can struggle with fucking the AI music producers, and it's refusing to fucking end the song when I wanted to end the song. But all of that's fine. I can't fucking stand video editing. I hate listening to the same fucking thing 35 times over. Let's see. Let's see. Phillips says, her fucking left hand clipping through her breast kills me. Yeah, to be fair, it is kind of comical. Ken says, you've seen examples of my art that is solid example of my style as a whole. I mean, that's fair. Like,
so many AI programs and software.
I've been learning a lot of editing, using it in my video. And my god, that is such a time suck. People think genning is what takes me so long. Yeah, I kind of figured that your stuff is actually edited based on the previous works I've seen of yours. And yeah, that's what I guessed. I do plan on soon, especially after whatever the fuck is in the air gets out of the air, to start trying my hand at making videos as well. So I might hit you up for some advice on how to get started. You and a couple other people. But yeah, figured might as well try, right? But let's see.
Softwares out there that are trying to create clippable moments to put out there for content. And yeah, it does make it cheaper for people that are creating content to use, but it also puts editors out of jobs too. So I mean, it's one of those things too. Not
necessarily. I mean, if you have an AI editor, you still need someone to go and look over the editing process, right? Like, the AI is never going to fully automate any of this stuff. It's not going to fucking happen. If anyone thinks that the AI is going to fully do any of this stuff, they have, one, never used these tools, and two, they don't understand how the technology works, right? And, as Astronomical just said, right? Editing itself, he makes AI MVs, right? And editing takes most of the time, right? It's not like the AI video generators can actually do the editing for him. And even if he had an AI editor, like, he still needs to double check to make sure the damn thing works properly, right? Because it can't read his mind. Even if he prompts it well, it turns out prompting has like specific limitations that you have to spend time to actually, get proficient at. Turns out you can tell the difference between someone who knows how to prompt and someone who doesn't. Boo Huckley says, Power World is better than Pokemon. Way more fun. Fair enough. Making music vids is editing, and I find it fun, but my ears go dead after a while unless I'm actively listening to the song. That's fair. No problem anytime if I'm slow to respond because of work, but always get back to you. That's fair. Thank you, Play. Let's see. You will always need a human supervisor. Exactly. Even in automation, you have human supervisors. Because it turns out machines aren't perfect. Even when they're angstrom scale. I used to work at a facility where we had to get angstrom scale precision, and you were absolutely right. Even then, you need a human supervisor, because it turns out even on the scale of machines at angstrom scale level precision, things go wrong.
Programs and everything else is becoming more advanced. Those jobs, formerly that were used in a more human capacity, out of business. And I mean, times change, things become more irrelevant and everything. And I do think that, the art community.
I wouldn't say that, Kianala. Kianala says someone who's better at writing would be better at genning than a pure visual artist. Being able to both write and do visual art on your own will make you a significantly better prompter. But I have asked some of the people, I've asked some people to actually start drawing as well, because it would help their ability to gen, right? Because now because it'll help them more see what exactly it is they're trying to do by doing it themselves, right? And I believe that in practice, considering how some of those people have developed, and I know that they did start drawing again, right? I do believe that just de facto I have been vindicated in that, but it's not really my credit to take, because even if my advice turned out to be correct, they're still the ones who went and drew and refamiliarized them with that skill and then applied it to the prompting, right? Still something I would not be able to do because I've never made an AI video so far, so I don't know the first fucking thing about AI video genning. Machines are dumb. Fair enough, right? Just slapping those things around, haven't heard a word in the last minute. Fair.
Deserves a lot of respect. I do think that this isn't something that's being talked about enough right now. How AI impacts the algorithm, like I said, on TikTok and YouTube, and what it's doing to VTubing overall. But yeah, no, this is so topical right now. How AI
it is.
affects VTubing overall in the algorithm. Because right now it's killing VTubers. And so many people that are trying.
I legitimately don't think it is, to be perfectly honest. It depends on what you mean, because I haven't. You may be right, ChaCha, but I did not hear a cohesive argument as to how we move from point A to point B. When you're presenting a new idea, you're necessarily presenting an argument, right? You need to explain to the audience why it is this new idea needs to be taken seriously, right? And I've heard a premise, but an argument consists of at least two premises. And I only heard really one premise relative to the conclusion. So I'm not entirely sure what exactly the line of reasoning we even got here was for, to be perfectly honest. Let's see. 1 point every time fair is replied. Double it if to be in front. Triple if there's enough behind it. Damn it. I've been playing with AI chat, and it definitely helped me get better at writing, and now I'm editing my old stories. Again, it really does help, right? It really does help pull your attention to things that you may need to develop and how you can move forward, right? Especially with spelling. I use it as a grammar check all the time. You need to understand the technical lingo to describe accurately in the prompt would make things easier. It really would, right? And you learn that oftentimes by, actually doubling down and doing the work, and then again reading, works on specifically the subject of drawing. Which, by the way, actually, funny enough, AI, I do know AI MVs involve like cinematography. If you want a good book on cinematography, there is an interview between Hitchcock and Trufant, which is actually a book sold on basically all online platforms. So if you're looking to get into that, that might actually help with some of this, because it teaches the basics behind the theory of cinema. Let's see. It depends if the machine knows what I'm talking about when it comes to design, right?
Trying to break out of the box from 5 viewers to 30 viewers. The thing that AI does for VTubing, because currently the tracking, you know, it's choppy here and there, but it's
are the
only getting
sweetest
better.
little cutie pie.
Yeah.
It's only
It will get better.
It's only getting better. And so the truth is that
This is the worst it will ever be.
you make this more commonly used, and so many people start getting into VTubing.
And also, another thing is, again, you can get the same program to get better and better results by improving your prompt craft, right? So again, this program can probably output the things that we haven't even thought of with the correct prompt craft. But we just haven't had the time to see someone use the prompt craft enough, right?
But you make something like this so easily accessible. It's hard to differentiate this between, you know, 2D VTubing and stuff like that.
I don't know about that. I think it's going to become really quickly apparent how to distinguish between live 2D versus a a leaf tuber, to be perfectly honest.
And then you get thousands of people flooding an already niche space, and you get people complaining, well, why do I only have 5 to 10 viewers? And I do think that it takes a lot of soul away from VTubing.
That just fucking absurd. Yes, sure, you're gonna get a bunch of fucking like bland like people just here for no reason than to like get famous, but you're gonna have people who are genuinely interesting people, right? Who are going to be able to get into the industry, get into the well, I guess it is technically a market and an industry because of this tool, right? And yeah, sure, maybe you only get like 5 viewers. What's wrong with only having 5 viewers? Do you want to grow? Yeah, sure. But can you at least be thankful for the fact that there are 5 people who find you interesting enough to actually watch your content? Right? It's like, I see the numbers on my stream. I know that they're not very high, but that doesn't bother me, right? Like, there's still people who actually care about my opinion enough to hear me fucking yap, right? I'm thankful for that. I don't get... I mean, I do get it, but I don't get... it bothers me. Right? People are going to be much happier if they learn to be, thankful for the blessings that they do already have. And then, again, to value when more blessings, if they do come. Something old school teachings about thankfulness, right? Let's see. Crimson says, wait. Oh, wait, no, here it is. Kianala says, it was years ago, but tan skin was hard to gen, but I'm sure it's better now. 5 consistent viewers, kind of huge early on, right? Play says, I hate niche space argument for some things. People coming into something often expands audience possible. Let's see. VTubing was a joke some years ago. It only expanded because of those who came to make it worth watching. Exactly. How long have you been yapping, lol? Probably around 3 hours. Let me check. 3 hours and 30 minutes.
But, is it creative? Oh, it absolutely can be, and it's going to be only more and more creative. If you want to do this with 2D art, something like this, to animate it and rig it, that's an extra $1,000 to add to your VTuber model.
Yeah.
And that's one singular animation. Just think about the way that that's impacting things like our cartoons and stuff too. It's interesting.
I don't really care if AI is going to be used in the cartoon, to be perfectly honest. Like, it doesn't fucking bother me. I love cartoons, I love animations, but if you actually can use AI to make something good, right, then all fucking for it. Right, I love. This is not really a complaint. Well,
you know, talk about what happened to Disney back when Disney was really good, and you know, people were hand drawing things, and then all of a sudden they moved to a different art style because it's faster, it's easier to pump out those videos, those movies, and the artistic form is lost. At the moment, my personal belief is that the current AI models and things being made cheapen the art of 2D VTubing.
I really don't think so. Again, this is one of the this is one of those things where it comes back to like again, what is the again, how does this cheapen the art of 2D VTubing, right? Someone else does something that you do, but they do it like in a different way. How does this devalue what you're doing, right? See, a play says tan skin is way better. I'm mixed, therefore brown/tan. If you look at how I first created myself when I had less skill and worse tech, I was black. Now I can actually get it. That's fair, right? Let's see. I actually didn't know the. I didn't know that you were. I didn't know you were mixed. Actually, let's see. Kianel says AI is already being used for backgrounds and it works. Yeah. Right, because it turns out maybe you can use the AI to do certain things to speed up the process, right? Like that's all it's going to be used for, to speed up the production time, right? And maybe that's a good thing. Closer to my real color, let's see, better AI. I mean, why is the tan is skin? Why is the red is skin? What's going on now?
Not in the sense that it's going to be cheaper to buy art, because I don't think that we should.
Oh, what did you think I was? I mean, you told me you were Jamaican, right? But you never said mixed, so I was like, okay. I just took I never probed it. You told me the one thing, and I just took it as like information. I never had anything to update it with.
Praise the idea.
Expedition 33 used AI for backgrounds.
Of 2D
Excellent.
VTubing and 2D art, because then people will charge less and everything. Because I think that, you know, that people still, quality artists, still need a means to be able to support themselves and their livelihood.
That's true, but one of the things that would actually, oh my god, Jamaican and cosmic crazy man. God, was I wrong? Am I misremembering? Because I could be misremembering, right? But that's what my brain pulled up from like a previous conversation. So if I'm wrong, you can correct me. Boo Huckley says Jamaican me crazy. God damn it. What the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah, the thing is, like, back in the day, everyone had art in their house, right? Like, art was something that like even peasants could, in some sense, like actually afford to to get. So it's like the whole thing is like, fuck it. I'm not even gonna get into this part. Fucking hell, mate. Yes, even if you have to lower your prices, you could still make a living off of this. You do so by actually managing your time. But anyway.
But yeah, it does create an oversaturation for sure. But yeah, that's what I wanted. Again.
Okay, so the oversaturation thing is fine because you're just talking about increasing supply. Without necessarily increasing demand, right? And yes, that would affect the prices of everything. Why is this necessarily negative? I don't fucking know. All it sounds like she's worried about is like there being a bubble to be created. But the thing with economic bubbles is, guess what? They pop, right? No, I have never said that. I can't stand Jamaicans, Caribbean, but mixed between white and black. Ah, okay, fair enough. Okay, so I was definitely misremembering that conversation. My bad.
I did not want to. This is not to berate or belittle Leaflet or anything.
Those damn Rastas, right? Oh my god. Sorry. I started thinking about Jamaicans now. Oh, good lord. Making a budget like the angry money man yells about. Yes, exactly.
This is not diminishing.
I mean, hypocrite that I am, right? But yes, exactly like the angry money man.
This is just an example. I was very impressed by this, and I saw it, and I was like, this is why TikTok VTubers are being suppressed in 3D and 2D.
What is the argument? You gave me one premise, and then you gave me a conclusion, and then you did not explain how you linked the first to the second. I still don't understand how this... Okay. Okay, Play says, but I've lived in America most of my life at this point, legally, I should add. That's based in legality pilled, right? Kura says, as an ex-mangaka, I've never cared about AI threatening me. If I suck that bad that I could couldn't adapt, then that's on me for being shit. That's the appropriate way to look at that, right? And if it turns out you get replaced, that doesn't even mean you're out of the game forever. It just means that you might have to, like, take a step back, reassess how you're doing things, and then come back stronger than before, right? Oh my god. Philip says, no ice for you then, sir. God damn it.
This is why.
Speaking of ice, I pulled a frozen cola can. I don't even know why there was a cola can in the fridge, freezer. And I was taking it outside because it's like, well, I don't know why the fuck there's a cola can in the freezer in the first place. It exploded in my hand. And then I had to clean up so much fucking frozen soda from the walls, over the couch, on the floors, in the sink, just fucking everywhere. It's like, well, there's an upset to my day, right? Only bad ice is black ice, fair. Let's see. Although I'm curious at how ChatGPT and Grok would interpret hip-hop style scale armor for a character I have in mind. Ooh, that's interesting.
It's because...
Did you hurt yourself? No. When a cola can blows up, it's designed to fail safe. If you look at the top of a cola can, that is the part that's going to fail if a cola can explodes. The top is going to pop off. It's designed to do that in such a case.
AI is just becoming more and more and more and more accessible to the point
Good.
where VTubing is seen as AI in their algorithm stuff. Oh yeah, she seems very nice, very cool.
This seems like a category error, though. Like, we're complaining about something that's we're complaining about a category error, right? And a category error is not fixed by, like... This is so frustrating because this seems blatantly obvious. A category error is not reinforced by enforcing the category error, right? If AI VTubing, or let's call this leaf tubing from now on, right? Just for the sake of clarity, and let's say VTubing are different and distinct, which they are, then complaining about the AI or leaf tubing to defend VTubing against improper categorization by the algorithm is not going to solve your problem, right? You actually have to, again, if you want to have that solved, you have to figure out a way to get the algorithm to delineate effectively between the leaf tuber and the VTuber if this is the case, right? Otherwise, I'm going to be perfectly honest, it sounds not like that they're trying to attack AI VTubers. It almost sounds like they're just attacking VTubers in general, right? The fairy enough girl is within butterfly net range. God damn it, you. Yes, most people cannot say they dislike the effect of illegals on the country more than me. Democrats try so hard to conflate the two so people feel sorry for illegals. Yeah, and again, as you pointed out, there's another example of a category error, right? Ah. Fucking hell, mate. This entire argument is based on a category error, it seems.
Absolutely. But yeah, I just wanted to explain and kind of give my thoughts about this because I do think it's super topical.
All right, I'm going to be rather, again, nice to ChaCha because I don't really become a leaf tuber. I intend to become a leaf tuber. I intend to have both a PNG tube and leaf tuber model. Yeah, so, ooh, that Quetzalcoatlus one, actually, it looks like a Hetzegopteryx. But, anyway, sorry, before I get distracted by paleo art, right? Outside of this, again, like, I'm going to be nice to ChaCha, because I know ChaCha isn't particularly well-versed in a lot of this stuff. That's entirely fair, right? She doesn't really know that much about the AI sphere. Probably not that much about the algorithm itself, or what's going on behind it, because let's be fair, TikTok is, like YouTube, notoriously fucking opaque. But Yeah, yeah, Philip, I agree. ChaCha didn't really explain much. Like, I genuinely still don't understand what the fuck she's on about. Like, I will admit her concerns are actually seeming to come from a benevolent place, right? She's not saying AI bad and being full on Luddite, right? No, that's not what's going on. She actually does seem to have some genuine concerns that are more about the well-being of people, right? Which is more than I can say about most of the people who rage against AI, to be perfectly honest. So, like, I'll give her that, right? But yeah, I still don't fucking clue how we got from point A to point B. Let's check the description of the video and see if we can actually figure it out. Nope, that did not help me at all. So yeah, I guess that's it. I'm actually more confused now than I was before. So Kianella says, I have no problems with legal immigrants sending money to their families back home, but I understand the worry about it. She was very nice, but it goes over her head. Yeah, a little bit, it seems. But that's fair. You know, it happens to all of us. Every one of us has had a period of time where something went over their head, right? So, yeah, it's... if she has more, like, if she can better articulate her thoughts as, like, what her concerns are, or, like, how we moved from point A to point B in our argument, I'd be willing to listen to, like, a follow-up video, but I can't really evaluate what her reasoning is because she didn't explain how she got from point A to point B. Just anyway, so well, that's gonna be the end of this episode, right? Oh, good lord.